This one's got Exynos, but that one will probably never have any AI features. This one has a bigger screen, but this one's more comfortable. This one's better in video recording, but this one also has a telephoto lens with a better dynamic range. Oh my god, this is too much pressure, man. Chill out, bro. It's not even that hard to pick either of these. So I'm gonna give you 4 reasons of why you should be going with the iPhone 15 and 4 reasons of why you should be going with the S24 FE. Yes, I still couldn't fit a fifth point. 1 like equals to 1 prayer for me. Okay, so let's start with why should you go with the iPhone 15. Number 1, compactness and comfort. Now I'm not gonna waste your time in explaining which phone has a better build quality. As a matter of fact, both of them are pretty much a flagship phone. So be it in IP ratings or glass durability or having a metallic frame, it's around the same on both. And both will look and feel equally flagship grade. But if you want a more compact phone that's around 6.1 inch with a much lighter weight at around 170 grams with curved edges in the sides for better grip and comfort, the iPhone 15 is for you. Also, I like the matte finish glass at the back of the iPhone 15 as it will attract more people as it looks a little more flagship rather than attracting fingerprints of that paratha that we ate last night like in the case of the S24 FE. Now one thing that I've always liked about Apple devices, which also is true for the iPhone 15, is the speaker tuning or the quality of their speakers. Like it's really good at separating highs and lows and even controlling mids while being loud enough with a hint of bass. Now the S24 FE speakers are also pretty good, no doubt, but the iPhone 15 speakers will be better. But if you are a earphone or a headphone kind of a guy, then both of them will sound around the same and this wouldn't be an issue for you. And as mentioned, it's a compact phone, so a lot of people might also love the compact screen size with a peel on the top, which is sharper than the S24 FE. So if you want a smaller and sharper looking display, then the iPhone 15 would be for you. Number 3, performance and gaming. Now if gaming is your daily to-do list, then pick the iPhone 15. It is just better. Even though it only supports 60 FPS in basically all of the games due to obvious reasons of course, but it's consistent, especially during hours of long gaming sessions in like a high tier lobby where there's a lot of people to beat the hell out of. The S24 FE's Exynos isn't that bad, okay? Like in day-to-day tasks you wouldn't even notice the difference, and even the S24 FE will feel more smooth. The reason coming up later. But when it comes to gaming at constant FPS, then the Apple's Bionic chipset is much more optimized than the Exynos on the S24 FE. So yeah, if gaming is a priority, then the iPhone 15 would be an obvious choice. And you saw this one coming from a kilometer away, right? As usual, if you wanna use a phone mainly for vlogging or Instagramming, then the iPhone is more optimized for that, which means better videography across all of its cameras, be it in the native camera app or even in the social media apps like Instagram. iPhones have better videography, especially in social media apps. Even though the gap's pretty close now, but still iPhone or the iPhone 15 in this case wins in videography, no doubt. So if you want a phone for social media uses or for videography especially, then this one's for you. But there are also 4 reasons to choose the Samsung S24 FE over the iPhone 15. Number 1 being the display. Now yes, the iPhone 15 has a much sharper display, but not everyone likes a smaller display. The Samsung S24 FE has a 6.7 inch display for you, but that's not my main point here. The thing's pretty clear. Maybe the sharpness is more on the iPhone 15, but the smoothness and overall brightness is more on the S24 FE. The smoothness is more because of the 60 to 120 Hz variable refresh rate on the S24 FE compared to 60 to 60 Hz on the iPhone 15. And if you have ever used at least a mid-range phone with 120 Hz of refresh rate or even a 90 Hz display, then trust me, there's no going back. If you want an overall smoother feeling display, then the S24 FE is the way to go. Also, the high brightness is more on the S24 FE, which is around 1200 nits as compared to around 1000 nits on the iPhone 15. Yes, while watching any HDR content, then the iPhone can reach a peak brightness of over 2000 nits and around 1900 nits on the S24 FE. But for everyday uses, the S24 FE is a better overall pick for display. Now on papers, it's clear that the S24 FE has a better battery, right? That's around 4700 mAh battery as compared to only around 3349 mAh battery on the iPhone 15. But due to the optimization, smaller display and the 60 Hz refresh rate, the iPhone 15 does give quite a competition to the Samsung S24 FE. So kudos to iPhone 15 for that. But that said, the Samsung S24 FE still wins in the battery department as it can still give you about 20 to 30 minutes of extra battery life, which by looking at the capacity difference should be more, but it still gives you more battery life and also a slight faster charging speed, which is 25 watts for the S24 FE and 20 watts for the iPhone 15. And both feels terribly outdated as compared to today's standards in charging, but the S24 FE will definitely charge more quickly from a 0 to 100%. Also, I have heard that the iPhone 15 series has some issues with battery degradation, like the degradation is happening faster as compared to other iPhone series, but I can't confirm this personally, it is all over the internet. Overall, the S24 FE takes the win here, be it by a small margin, but it is taking the win. Now yes, the iPhone 15 or the iPhones in general have great video recording capabilities, but when it comes to photos, Samsung wins, or the overall camera system. Like yes, it might suffer slight consistency issues, the pictures might not look look as detailed as the iPhone 15 as it takes photos in 24 megapixel by default as compared to 12 megapixel by default on the S24 FE. But if you like pictures that look like a really good edited one with better dynamic range in most shots with a proper telephoto lens for portraits, which being 8 megapixel might not be as sharp as you might like, but in good lighting conditions it can take some really good portraits. And overall the camera feels more intuitive, like you can do more than the iPhone 15. Like you can have proper manual controls even in videography. Here lots of effects, 8K recording if you're into that and so on. Overall, if you only care about a simple photography machine, then the iPhone 15 might be for you, especially if you want a better videography. Else for a complete camera package you can get the S24 FE. Number 4, better value. Now when I started researching about this video, this is the first thing that came into my mind. Why are people comparing the S24 FE with the iPhone 15 in the first place? Yes, surely when the S24 FE was launched it was around 60,000 rupees, which was still closer to the pricing of the iPhone 15, but now the S24 FE is costing around 35,000 rupees during almost any sales for the 128GB variant, while the iPhone 15 is hovering around that 60 to 65,000 rupees range even during sales. Even normally the S24 FE hovers around 40 to 45,000 rupees range for the 128GB variant, so easily there is that 20 to 25,000 rupees price gap. And when you start seeing it that way, it becomes pretty clear that the S24 FE brings in more overall value. Even if you're waiting to buy this during this year's BBD sales or even the Amazon sales, and I'm gonna soon release the expected iPhone pricing for the BBD or Amazon GIF sales, so stay subscribed for that. Even then the S24 FE will be available at around 30 to 32,000 rupees for the 128GB variant, and the iPhone 15's 128GB variant will be available at around 50 to 55,000 rupees. Again, at least the 20,000 rupees gap. And you can even buy the S24 FE's 256GB variant with UFS 4.0 at around 35,000 rupees. Again, more and faster storage at cheaper pricing. So why even compare? The iPhone in its price tag is doing fine, and so is the S24 in its price tag. I mean, sure, for the extra 20,000 rupees or so you will get a sharper display with better gaming or raw performance, with better videography, but with the 60Hz display, a little bit of less battery and also less storage if you can get the 256GB of the S24 FE, which will again be cheaper. So will the 20,000 rupees price jump will be worth it? I didn't talk much about the software and AI, as look, it's all about familiarity versus practicality. If you are a pure Android user, then iOS won't be that easily be digestible for you, and same goes for the pure iOS users. But if you mainly care about gaming and videography integration in social media, the iPhone 15 wins easily. But if you like bigger display, more camera controls, even more storage for lesser price, and slight better battery life with a smoother looking display, the S24 FE is for you. The S24 FE's videography still rocks for its price, and the social media integration is much better as compared to some other Android phones around the same price, and the performance is still really good for day-to-day uses and casual gaming. So yeah, priorities first, whichever you want to choose. And AI is subjectable. Some might find it helpful and some might won't, but among these only the S24 FE has AI integration which works flawlessly, but the iPhone 15 won't get any AI, I suppose. So what would you pick? Let me know and watch these videos too, and till the next one, this was Redib. See you guys.